Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Everything seems to be working here. Okay, so yeah, everything seems to be working here. Listen, guys, I just want to do this real quick. This is kind of an intro. Um, I haven't gone live on YouTube before, so I'm just kind of breaking this in a little bit here, checking out all the tech, making sure everything works the way it's supposed to be working. Um, yeah, I mean, what I want to discuss, I'm going to be starting to do a lot more of these lives here, but what I want to discuss is who I am, give you guys an intro of who I am, what I hope to accomplish here, and the information that I want to create, the information that I want to share with you. Um, if you're not following my channel, my name's Harry. I'm a pilot and a grandpa from the prairies in Canada, and I'm a real estate investor. And so a while back, I started running into an issue with my real estate in that it wasn't, it used to be a really good gig, but lately it's just not performing. It seems like every month I've got it happening again this month, where every month it's, a bunch more expenses. And the next thing you know, um, your so-called my so-called passive income from real estate investing was just disappearing. And so the next thing, I'm just sitting there going, well, what am I supposed to live on this month? Because I had budgeted for X number of dollars that was supposed to be my living expenses to pay all my bills, plus have, this so-called passive income that I was dreaming of, and all of a sudden, these things were showing up with, a lot of times not just no cash flow, but a lot of times even another bill attached. Like, and this is what's happening to me this weekend. I'm just getting my bills today. I haven't checked it yet, but my one apartment building is another month goes by and I have no cash flow from that apartment building. Well, I still have to pay my mortgage on that. I still have to pay my property taxes on that. I still have to pay my insurance on that. So, how does that all work? So, anyways, long story short, a couple of years ago, I started looking into options, shall we say, on what I could do that didn't require, first of all, the financial commitment of a piece of real estate. It's especially now, if you've ever looked at the price of houses lately, it's really heavy. And I started looking around for options that weren't so, cash heavy to get started, cash heavy to operate. Um, you never know where you're at. There's just a ton of what ifs. And again, I mean, the what if this month is like, how am I supposed to pay for this thing? Because I'm going to have a big mortgage payment coming out actually tonight, and no cash flow to pay it. So now I got a rate into my line of credit. Well, the next thing you know, that line of credit gets maxed out. And now I'm sitting here again going, well, what do I do now? So so I started looking into the digital marketing world, the online world to see what the opportunities were. And I found some digital marketing programs and they look, on paper, they look great, right? Well, the next thing you know, there's a very heavy bill attached to them. And a lot of them I'll tell you this right now, a lot of them were they would train you to sell their product. And so if you wanted to sell something else, what are you going to do? That's not the option. That's not the way it works. They only sell their product. So you're kind of married to them, so to speak. And so if you want to, branch out, try different things, well, you're basically off trying to find another project after you've just paid them a ton of money to get started. And I just got to the point where it was like, is this ever going to work for me? Um, I was into it. The first program was, well into five digit or, getting into five digits. The second program was also getting into five digits. And when all was said and done, they never went anywhere. I did all the things that I was trained to do. I showed up the way I was, supposed to show up, and just no results whatsoever. So, very disheartening. $27,000, I'm toast. And that's a lot of money. Like that would have paid for a lot of vacations. That would have paid for a lot of the travel that or the flying that I love to do. As you get to know me, you're going to find out that I really like to fly. I'm at home today just because it's, Monday morning and I've got a few things to do. So I want to stay home today and do some work. But usually when you get on these things, you're going to find me out at my hangar and I'll be working on an airplane or getting ready to fly an airplane. So I'll be doing my lives, and you guys get to, hey, you know what? I did it the other day on TikTok. You might even be able to come for a fly if you like to fly or anything like that. Come for a fly in my airplane with me. I'll bring you along for a live. Um, the new program that I'm working with is it's basically a training. It's in the e-learning industry. It's a training program, and when I say a training program, what I mean by that is they teach you how to do these high income skills that are the digital marketing world. And when I say the digital marketing world, I'm talking about like you can offer if you've got your own bricks and mortar, and there are a few people in the community that do have their own, shall we call them bricks and mortar or their own programs, well, they learn how to reach into the digital marketing world and offer their program. Now all of a sudden, instead of being stuck by their geographical location, I'm in Calgary here right now, but instead of just looking to Calgary for a market, all of a sudden, they can stretch their market to wherever they want to offer whatever product they want, wherever they want in the world, and then they just ship it out. I mean, you see this all the time. You see it with Amazon. You see it with I think it's Timu. A few of the other ones. Well, this is exactly what they're doing. They're using these skills, these digital marketing skills, to reach out into the world to offer their products or services for that matter wherever you are in the world. And all of a sudden, your markets just explode. So number one is if you maybe you've got a bricks and mortar business. Maybe you work for a company that's wanting to expand, and you can learn these high income skills, and that makes you very valuable in the marketplace. If you know how to do this. I mean, I was doing the charity flight, again, aviation stuff, but I was doing a charity run, a charity flight a couple of years back, and we were on a call with the promoters of this charity flight to raise money for a charity that is kind of near and dear to my heart. And we were talking about digital marketing and things like that. And I said, well, this is what I'm learning now. I'm learning these digital marketing skills. They offered me a job point blank. They said, come and work with us. We'll need these skills." So these skills are very much in demand if you've got your own bricks and mortar, if you're working for a company that wants to expand like that, they would be very happy to have you doing that work and creating creating that online presence that they so desperately need. The other option that you've got is the e-learning product that I offer, um, is its own it's its own product. You can offer that product. And as a matter of fact, we just exploded just now, a couple of months ago. We are now in English and Spanish. So, if you have and the Latin American industry, or the Latin American market is just exploding right now. So if you've got that kind of an interest that you want to get into the digital marketing, you want to learn these high income skills, you don't have your own product, you have no idea how to make it, all of a sudden this is a product that you can offer. And you know it's master resale rights. It's one of the very few left that is totally master resale rights, which means in master resale rights, if you sell that product, that master resale rights product, you get 100% of the profit. You don't have to share with an upline. You don't have to share with a franchisor or anything like that. There's nobody that you have to share with. That's all yours. So give me a second here, guys. I'm just going to poke around here a little bit. I want to see. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at some of my channel stats here. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to check out some of my channel stats and see what's actually happening here. But so that's what I'm working with is learning these high income skills with digital marketing. I've still got real estate. I'll be honest with you. I've still got real estate, but I got into this place where, yes, I had real estate, but I was seeing very much a trend where, you know, I would be working or I would be, my rent would all be collected. And through the month, it would just be bill after bill after bill after bill. And the next thing you know, at the end of the month, I don't have any money. Well, I've got things I want to do. I've got dreams that I want to chase. I've got a bucket list that I want to explore, airplanes that I want to fly, places that I want to travel to, um, adventure destinations, adventure travel that I want to experience. And you know, when I was getting these months of one thing after another, a whole whack of bills, and I don't have, I don't have the cash to, to try these different things that I want to do. Then all of a sudden, it's like, well, why am I even bothering here? I mean, you know, some of the months is like I won't get any cash flow off this property for 3 months now. Like, I mean, I just did a big reno on this one, or I put a new boiler into one of my apartment buildings. So, anyways, long story short, I really started cutting back on my real estate. Um, and I started realizing as well that if I continued at the rate that I was at, I was going to end up in my 80s and I wouldn't have any real estate left and I wouldn't have any cash left. And I'd be just kind of existing, and that was not the world that I wanted to live in. I wanted to live in a world where I was free to explore without having to check my bank account every second day. I wanted to make sure that all the bills were paid. I mean, obviously, I'm not sure when YouTube is going to stretch these out over time. So you might be watching this in the new year. We're just before Christmas 25 here as I'm recording this or as I'm going live with you guys. Um, but I mean, just before Christmas here, I've got a brand new water pump that I had to put in my house. We're on an acreage, so I've got a well. I had a brand new got to put in a brand new water pump. Well, that's they're not doing that for free. There's been expenses around here that were unexpected. Certainly, my real estate expenses that are unexpected, and I want something that I don't have to think about it. I can. I'm 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 restricted by my ability to create. And that's what I'm doing right now, obviously, is I'm creating. I'm going live, I'm creating content to show around. But I just, you know, I get on a lot of calls, I meet a lot of folks that are, 9 to 5ers, and they are stuck with they're doing all right, they've got good jobs, they're making a decent amount of money, but now we're coming into Christmas, and any little hiccup um, is going to really put a damper could really put a damper on their Christmas joy because again, I mean, I don't know how much this well pump is going to cost me. Um, I I haven't got the bill yet for it, but I need water. I got to do it. It's not like I'm going to be able to run around and go without water for 6 months or something like that. I mean, I had to change this thing. And so what I wanted to do was, again, I mean, I'm creating this world where this opportunity where, I can I'm free to do what I need to do what I want to do without having to worry about the bank account every time I turn around. I'm free to have a good Christmas, and you know, I don't have to worry about what's happening with you know with where the cash flow is going and where where my real estate's going and what's happening with if I get an emergency bill that I've got to pay, it's not going to put me out of the game. It's not going to trash my Christmas. So, anyways, I'm going to have more on this. This is just kind of, again, this is just kind of a quick intro. I just want you to, we'll let you guys know who I am. Check the systems a little bit here. And notice I've got a little bit of a glare on my glasses here. I hate wearing glasses. I don't know about you guys, but I hate wearing glasses. But I just wanted to check out the systems and see how everything's going and just introduce myself and say hello. And again, next time perhaps we'll be out at the hangar. I'll do this again. Well, I'm going to be doing this again next Monday. So please, I'll book this in advance and please be sure to check it out on Monday. So I'm going to sign off, guys. I know this is very quick. It's only been about 15 minutes here or so, but I'm just going to sign off and leave you all to it. And I'll see you next Monday. So I won't wish you Merry Christmas yet, but I'll see you next week, and have a wonderful week, and we'll catch up with you soon. See you.